Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best third/fourth tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, coming at you with my first showcase. This is from Bradley SUS, so thanks Brad for sending these in. I'm going to link his channel below. Go check him out. He puts out videos pretty often, almost every single day, with new teams. So if you want some new ideas, go check out his videos and hit the subscribe button over there too as well. So with these submissions, I thought I'm going to do a couple things. Not only just go over the battles like I normally do, I think it's important to also provide some sort of feedback because I don't know the level, or not feedback, but just things that I noticed that the user, you, or the person submitting may take into consideration. So the first thing I noticed with this team was the IVs. And there's a couple things I want to talk about with IVs first. So the IVs, yes, you ideally want 0 attack in most cases. For those of you who don't know, the CP is calculated as a combination of attack, defense, and stamina, attack being the first. So the lower the attack, the lower the CP, because the attack is highly weighted in the CP calculation. So if you have it closer to a 0 attack, your CP will be lower, which means you can power up the Pokemon more to get to that level, to the 1500 CP mark. So that's why when you see ideal IVs, a lot of them are 0, 15, 15 because you'll get a couple extra level power-ups out of it. That being said, in my opinion, the majority of people are not good enough for those breakpoints to matter. In the end, it comes down to your team comp. So I'm fine with someone powering up a 15, 14, 15 Jellicent in this case, because Jellicent is a good Pokemon. If that's all you have, use it, because it's better to use a Pokemon than worrying about IVs. Of course, if you have limited dust and limited candies and you want to wait for it later, for sure, wait for it. But you know what? If you have the candies and you have the dust and you're fine powering up one now to use it and you're power up another one later, go for it, in my opinion. So the second thing about this team is I like this team, but not how it was played with, because this is an ABB team. You have your Mud Boy, which is weak to grass. If a blade of grass falls from the tree, it's going to die. And you also have Jellicent, which is weak to grass. So you need to, and Registeel, which obviously will be a great wall to grass. The problem is they led with Whiscash. So in doing so, in these battles, they did not run into a Victory Bell. But for example, if a Shadow Vic was on the lead, you have two options, both of them terrible, terrible options. You automatically go down to your Whiscash, so you come in with your Registeel and hope they are not smart enough to switch, because that's what a smart player would do. Or you immediately come into your Registeel, they will probably switch out immediately, and then you have a Shadow Vic to destroy your back two line. So he played well. I watched a few of these battles. He played really well. Few catches, great counting, way better than me. But the team comp just needs to be switched around there. And then Bubble Beam, there was one that I saw where Ice Beam would work. If you're using a Jellicent as a safe swap, Bubble Beam is the preferred move on PV Poke, because PV Poke cares about baiting, and baiting makes a Pokemon better on PV Poke. But in most cases, if you're using Jellicent as a safe swap, you need to use Ice Beam, because you're going to see here, if you run into a Dark or if you run into a normal typing where the Ghost is resisted, you're done, because all you can throw is Bubble Beams. So you need that Ice Beam to hit hard. That being said, it was some good battles here. So let's take them out. Let's take a look. Looks like this was done in like the 2200-ish range. So Jellicent on the lead. And this is sort of a neutral matchup. And this is what I noticed about Whiscash in general here. You have that Blizzard, which takes a bit to get to, but it's such a hard-hitting move if you can get it off. But for the most part, Whiscash's strength is your Mud Shot and Mud Bombs, where you're just going to spam the heck out of these. So able to take a Shadow Ball here. So the good news is they can take 2. And because the Mud Shots and Mud Bombs go so fast, you are able to probably grab a shield here with this third one. The opponent may survive, but if they survive, it's like with 1 HP, so it may not be worth the risk for them. So they're going to shield it up here, so that's great, because now you have a shield advantage. I would probably just let this go and come in and farm. So they're running Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam if you're leading Jellicent, Bubble Beam is better for the baiting. And this is the one I saw. You have a Wigglytuff. Your Shadow Ball is resisted. Your Hexes are resisted. You need an Ice Beam to throw here, because now you're just doing these Bubble Beams. And it's fine, like you can just chip this down so the charms don't too much. The problem is the charms are still such a hard-hitting move that they're chunking you a lot, and your opponent is going to be at 100 energy coming out of this. So that's the problem. So recognizing that these bubble beams aren't doing anything, I'm pretty sure they're going to try and get out of here, realizing that they need to throw this or else they're going to get charmed down. So that's good recognition here, but you need to get out of here or else you're just going to get charmed. And they switch into their Jellicent. So great catch on your Whiscash here. I'm surprised that the opponent switched onto their Jellicent because that was an easy charm down. So now we're coming back in here and you're going to lock on down with a Registeel. And it's always fun to lock on down with a Regi. The opponent comes back in with the Wigglytuff. And I watched, this is the one I watched, and I'm like, why are they throwing? They're definitely at 100 energy already. Why are they throwing 3 more charms? The opponent, you can only go to 100 energy. The opponent just basically wasted a bunch of quick moves there, and they let it go, which almost took them out. So if you actually did the bubbles, that would have taken them out. It's just a sort of weird play from the opponent's part there. Focus Blast is the right move because in my opinion, it's not worth baiting here. Because if they like that, they do not shield, then you put yourself behind. And another great catch on the Jellicent. So this one's over because now you can just do back-to-back flash cannons to take it out, and they are dry on energy. So this one's over. So 2 good catches in that game. Questionable play on your opponent's end, but still good first match here. And show that up, and the timer's coming up, and they have the Wigglytuff that's still alive because the bubbles were not hit during the flash cannon move. So yeah, maybe hit the bubbles also next time. But anyways, a win's a win. Doesn't like golf. It doesn't say on the scorecard how you got it. It just what you got, and you got the W out of that. So game number 2, Whiscash into Mandibuzz. So this is one where it is very bait/shield dependent, because if you can take, looks like 3 foul plays here. I don't think it's worth baiting because if they call a mud shot bait, you're in big trouble. I think in my opinion, it's worth just getting the shields if you can, or hitting. So that's great. Hitting that is perfect. A mud bomb here still does not take out this Mandibuzz because it's resisted. So you need to go for the second Blizzard. And I think you're right there. Either grab the shield or grab switch advantage. So this is a smart play, just going straight for the nukes both time, and you took shield advantage. That's a Ferrothorn. Hopefully we get to Mud Bomb. We can't. So you're going to come in with the Regi because if they're running Mirror Shot Power Whip, or Power Whip is going to be resisted. So that's great. And you got the Focus Blast here, which will, I don't know if it's going to one-shot, but it's going to put it pretty close if it doesn't. So they are going to throw another Power Whip. They're not switching out, which is interesting. I'm guessing their thought process is they know you got to go for the nukes here. If they can shield it up and Power Whip you as much as they can maybe force your shield and go 1-to-1 in the back. So they just drew the shield from you. I'm expecting them to they maybe shield it up then, and I'm wondering what's in the back that they're. So okay, that is an okay play there on their part if they think they're going to get this from you. If I was them, I would throw this and switch immediately into whatever's in the back. And they're not doing that, so you're going to be able to get off a move, I think. Yeah. Oh, CMP. I think it's worth shielding, and it's just a mirror shot. I was about to say that seemed kind of fast for a Power Whip. But you had to shield it up because you need to one-shot this. And it is a Dugong in the back. Okay, and this game is over because there is no move that the Dugong can throw at you that is going to hurt you because it's just icy wind and water pulse. So this game's over. And I guess that makes sense why they didn't come in with the Dugong. I mean, the water pulse would hit for neutral at least, but your ice shards and icy wind would be resisted as well. So 1 Shadow Ball here. You're 2-time lowered, so maybe it won't take it out, but it's going to put it within Hex down range anyways. And there we go. Good 2-0 start. Yeah, 2196. So around the 2200 range. Whiscash into Nidoqueen. That's a great lead because the Nidoqueen is weak to ground, so you can just Mud Shot and Mud Bomb this like crazy. And poison is resisted. I found that out the other day because I did not know, but now I know. And they come in with their own Whiscash. So great catch again. Again, great catch. You are a far better counter than I am. The problem with this is now, so I think that was an okay play. The problem is now, because you didn't bail immediately, the Whiscash has a ton of energy and they can just spam these mud shots and mud bombs. And that's what we saw in the first match, right? In your Jellicent matchup, you were able to just spam the mud shots and mud bombs. So they call the bait, and so that will lower the mud bombs, but they still have 2 shields and they're going to put you now pretty low. So I think this is a sort of win on your opponent's part because they're going to lose, and it's a Typhlosion in the back, which is one shot. So that's interesting. That's a really interesting team comp because now you're just going to destroy both of these Pokemon with the ground type moves because both the Nidoqueen and Typhlosion are weak to ground. So that's a this is a save the shield this up. Yeah, you have good recognition there because this Pokemon can sweep the entire team. And you're building up energy. And you catch on Registeel. Holy man. I do not want to play you because I'm pretty easy to count and you are just catching everything here. So now they still have 2 Pokemon left. This is going to be locked on down. No, they're going to get you right before, which is actually okay because now you can get an extra mud shot through. I don't know how much energy you're at. Oh, but enough to get one more. And now back-to-back mud bombs. They have a shield and there's still enough health there. So you need to get 2 off and you have back-to-back here. So hopefully you get these back-to-back off. Again, Poison Jab isn't, you're pretty low. So maybe Poison Jab would do enough if they throw it, but they do not get it off in time. So Whiscash definitely putting in work there. Again, opponent, you can't run. Again, if you're double weak to ground like that, you cannot run an ABA team like that because that exact scenario happens where he banked the Whiscash and it won in the ending to sweep. So Jellicent on the lead, and we've seen this before. It's going to be a Mud Bomb versus Shadow Ball throw here, and they go immediately for the Bubble Beam, and that is a very, very, very smart play by the opponent. Because we know Shadow Ball does not one-shot. A Shadow Ball plus Hexes plus Bubble Beams probably will take you out. So lowering the attack first so these Mud Bombs aren't doing as much and then throwing the Shadow Ball to take you out is a far smarter play. So that's good play by your opponent there. Good shield, I guess, recognizing that it is most likely going to be a Mud Bomb there. So now the problem is with scenario, you got a shield out of it, and that's the best honesty that you could probably do with your attack being lowered like that. The problem with this scenario is against a Jellicent, you don't really have anything that you can just swap into because you don't have a good matchup with the Registeel and your own Jellicent. If you're behind on energy, you don't want to have to shield up those Shadow Balls. So coming in and being able just to Hex down is a good play there. And again, Obstagoon, this is where having a second move would be useful because now there you go. You have nothing to deal with this Obstagoon because you have no move that hits hard on the Jellicent, and you are now coming in with a Registeel to take super effective from these counters. And if they throw 2 Night Slashes here, which is surprising. I don't know why they wouldn't go for the cross chops. So we're going to bait the Focus Blast here, assuming that they will shield and try and counter a Night Slash down, which is, there you go. And you are going to take the chance trying to get to the Focus Blast here. And it's going to be a race, and you just perfectly get there. Nicely done. This is probably going to one-shot. Yeah, because Obstagoon is very glassy. And it's a Wigglytuff, and there you go again. Wigglytuff and Obstagoon, the 2 Pokemon that Jellicent does not want to see if it does not have an Ice Beam. It doesn't matter how much you lower this attack here, it can just charm you all the way down. So this game is an L. And that's why, like, Jellicent's a great Pokemon. It's got a couple tough matchups against normal typing and dark typing, so you need to have either one, the Ice Beam to take it out, or two really strong Pokemon to deal with those. Snorlax against Whiscash. Snorlax, I've not seen a lot of those in this. I imagine it's a shadow, so between the licks and the body slams, it's probably going to outpace you here. Yeah, because it looks like it's only going to take 2. And 2 Mud Bombs. Snorlax is thick, so I don't even know if 2 Mud Bombs to a shadow is going to take it out. Let's see. No, it's going to be just short. So your opponent is building up a bit here. I expect them to maybe try and lick down. And then, no, CMP tie. So that's good. A Soft Blast. I don't mind Soft Blasts on the lead, especially if you have something that you can come in and just farm to get ahead on energy. That's good with energy. So, now I'm worried about the superpower here. Yeah, you got to protect against that, and it is a superpower. So, again, it's a normal typing. So you either lock on down or you hex down. Both are not great options. So, in comes the Whiscash. Going for the Focus Blast, I think, is the right move. Even if it is shielded, you can get to a second one here, and another. Ooh, this one was properly caught by your opponent, but you have Shadow Ball, which would probably one-shot the Mew from here. And it does. They do not shield the Shadow Ball. They're going to try and go they're trying to go Whiscash for the win here. Calls the Bubble Beam bait, but that's fine because now they cannot reset that nerf there. And there goes one. Because you've already lowered the attack, I'm pretty sure you'll survive this as well. I think you just go for the Shadow Ball here. Yep. There's no point of baiting here because you can one-shot it with the Focus Blast after. So go for the kill here. They shield it up and you got the Focus Blast ready to go to take this out. I'm pretty sure it'll take it out. Just short, but enough to lock on down, I think. I don't even know if you need to shield. They're going to have back-to-back. Shield this one up and then lock down. Yeah. So another good... Whiscash is good, I think, in the Great League Remix. And that's all the battles. So I really think Whiscash is good in the Great League Remix. I think that the Mud Shot and Mud Bombs have enough neutral play in matchups to perform well overall. And it's got an okay amount of bulk. And then, yeah, so outside of that, really good gameplay, good catches, recognition of your situation, knowing typing. So a lot of good gameplay there. So definitely go check out Brad. Like I said, link below. Thanks for watching. And what I forgot to mention at the beginning of this is that I hit the leaderboard today. I'm up to 3097. I hit it with a team that I'm going to show tomorrow. I apologize in advance. It's a triple shadow team. And I hate myself for using it, but it's worked so far. So I'm going to showcase that tomorrow. And that's it. So I'll see you guys later.